In the ever-evolving world of royal dynamics, it seems increasingly clear that the once unbreakable bond between Prince William and Prince Harry may never fully recover. And if we're being honest, perhaps it was always heading this way long before the public ever realized. The truth is, relationships within families, especially those lived under the global spotlight, carry layers of emotion, duty, expectation, and history that few can truly understand from the outside. And when those layers begin to fracture, the effects ripple far beyond private conversations, becoming part of a wider narrative that millions watch unfold. For William, many observers believe the sense of hurt runs particularly deep, not just because of personal disagreements, but because of what he represents: the future of the monarchy, the protector of its legacy, and perhaps most importantly, the grandson of Queen Elizabeth II, with whom he shared an especially close and meaningful bond. That relationship, built on trust, guidance, and mutual respect, is often seen as a cornerstone of William's character, and any actions perceived as disrespectful toward her memory are bound to resonate on a deeply personal level. At the same time, Harry's journey has taken him in a very different direction, one shaped by independence, new priorities, and a life far removed from royal protocol. His marriage to Meghan Markle marked a turning point, not just for him, but for the entire royal family. It introduced a new dynamic, one that blended Hollywood influence, modern media strategies, and a desire to redefine what it means to be connected to royalty. While some have praised this shift as refreshing and bold, others see it as a departure that has created tension rather than harmony. There's a long-standing observation, often attributed to the wisdom of Queen Elizabeth II herself, that Harry may have been a little too much in love, a phrase that carries more nuance than criticism. It suggests a situation where emotion may have outweighed caution, where decisions were driven more by personal loyalty than by long-term consequences. And while love is never something to be questioned, the balance between personal happiness and family responsibility is rarely simple, especially in a family where tradition and public duty are so deeply intertwined. One of the most talked about developments in recent years has been the question of identity, how Harry and Meghan choose to present themselves, and how that aligns with royal heritage. The idea of rebranding, of adopting names or identities that reflect a new chapter, has sparked widespread discussion. For some, it represents a natural evolution. For others, it raises concerns about continuity and respect for established traditions. The use of titles, names, and affiliations within the royal family is not just symbolic. It carries historical weight, legal implications, and emotional significance. And when changes are proposed or perceived, they are rarely seen in isolation. Instead, they become part of a broader narrative about belonging, legacy, and the future direction of the monarchy. Behind the scenes, it's often suggested that these decisions are not always straightforward. They involve conversations, differing viewpoints, and sometimes disagreements about what is appropriate or beneficial in the long term. There are reports that even within Harry and Meghan's own circle, not every idea has been universally supported, highlighting the complexity of navigating public life while trying to maintain a unified message. For William, who is preparing for a future role as king, these developments are not just personal, they are institutional. Every action, every statement, and every perceived shift in identity has the potential to influence public perception of the monarchy as a whole, and that responsibility inevitably shapes how situations are viewed and handled. What makes this story particularly compelling is the contrast between two paths that once ran side by side. William's role has remained firmly rooted in tradition, duty, and gradual modernization within established boundaries. He continues to represent stability, continuity, and a commitment to the values that have defined the monarchy for generations. Harry, on the other hand, has chosen a path that emphasizes independence, personal expression, and a reimagining of what life beyond royal duties can look like. Neither path is inherently right or wrong, but the divergence between them has created a narrative that is as much about identity as it is about family. And yet, beneath all the headlines, speculation, and commentary, there remains a very human story. Two brothers who once shared experiences that few others could relate to, who grew up in extraordinary circumstances, and who faced both privilege and pressure in equal measure. The distance between them today is not just physical. It's shaped by choices, perspectives, and the realities of living life in different worlds. Whether reconciliation is possible is something only time can answer. But what is clear is that the story continues to evolve, capturing the attention of audiences around the globe. In the end, perhaps the most important thing to remember is that behind every public narrative are real people, navigating challenges that are both unique and deeply relatable. Family disagreements, questions of identity, and the search for balance between personal happiness and shared responsibility are experiences that resonate far beyond royal walls. And while the spotlight may amplify every detail, the core of the story remains universal, a reminder that even in the most extraordinary families, the complexities of human relationships are never far away. If you want, I can also create YouTube safe thumbnail, high CTR